For our research project, we chose to investigate the question, what makes people happy with their jobs, in order to determine variables that affect job satisfaction in the workplace.
So for our dependent variable, we chose job satisfaction because this is something that impacts a lot of individuals on an everyday basis. Identifying antecedents for job satisfaction could lead to positive outcomes for both workers and organizations. For our first independent variable, we chose to do job significance. The rationale behind this was based on the job characteristics theory by Hackman and Oldham, which established that employees who perceive that their jobs provide feedback, task identity, variety, and significance are generally more satisfied with their jobs. Although we don't have evidence that overall job significance relates to job satisfaction, we do know that task significance is one factor that leads to overall job significance. So using that, we created a link between overall job significance and job satisfaction. Our second independent variable was employer commitment, and this was based on the psychological contract, which basically said that an employee feels more important if they perceive that they're being supported by their employer. And support from an employer is related to commitment. So if we measure the value of the psychological contract, we can identify a relationship between employer commitment and job satisfaction. Finally, for our third independent variable, we chose to study risk-taking inclination. So we found prior research which found a positive relationship between extroversion and job satisfaction. And we also know that risk-taking behavior is positively related to extroversion. So using extroversion as a link, we decided to study the relationship between risk-taking behavior and job satisfaction. We hypothesized that all three of these, job significance, employer commitment, and risk-taking inclination, would be positively related with job satisfaction.
Through a convenience and snowball sample, we recruited a total of 43 participants for this study. Notable information about the participants include that females outnumbered males almost 2 to 1, and the majority of the participants were predominantly white or Asian. Almost half of the participants worked in the healthcare and medical field, and the participants had worked at their current job at an average of 12 years, working over 45 hours a week. To measure our variables, besides our demographic questionnaire, we used 4 measures. The independent variable job significance was measured through selected questions from the work design questionnaire developed by Morgeson and Humphrey. Employer commitment was measured via selected questions from the psychological contract questionnaire developed by Patrick. Risk-taking was developed by selected questions from the general risk-taking propensity scale developed by Zhang and colleagues. And job satisfaction was measured through provided questions from the Michigan Organizational Assessment Questionnaire Job Satisfaction Subscale developed by Common and colleagues. All of the observed alphas were above the acceptable level for this study. The procedure for the study was relatively simple. Participants joined the study via provided survey link, and after reading the introduction, they provided demographic information. Afterwards, they took self-reports measuring the independent variables in the order of job significance, employer commitment, and then risk-taking. Finally, they completed a self-report for job satisfaction and exited the survey. We observed some interesting results.
The results of our study determined that job significance and employer commitment are both strongly positively related to job satisfaction, with respective correlation coefficients of 0.45 and 0.52. Risk-taking was found to not be related to job satisfaction. In order to make our results more useful, we suggest that employers inform their employers of how their job affects the company and those surrounding the organization in order to increase job significance. They need to ensure employees feel as though their job is critical and valued. For example, employers should work to connect employees with who their work directly impacts, such as customers. In regards to employer commitment, employers need to clearly communicate their commitment. It's important to engage in opportunities to demonstrate said commitment, such as learning seminars, concern over personal welfare, or specific job assignments that directly link employees to career enhancement. And here's our reference slide, and thank you so much for watching.